This is the Captain's Jug of Thoughts podcast. Recorded at the Ontario House. The Stone Jug.
All right, Captain's Jug of Thoughts. I think this is number 10.
Nice. All right.
We're in the double digits.
Double digits.
We're in the back of the jug with the captain.
Hey, everybody.
And quite the party going on out there.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, usually Mondays it's pretty chill, but...
Yeah, Tuesdays we get a much better happy hour. Tuesday, Monday, everybody's freaking dying because it's the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
Everybody hates Mondays. We all know that.
Uh-huh.
I personally love Mondays. It's my day off.
Yeah, so... yeah, we've addressed that several times. Your schedule is the complete opposite of everybody else.
Exactly.
So it's exceptionally happy Tuesday.
Yeah, it sure is.
This one might get weird. I'm on fumes. I'm exhausted. Last week, we skipped one.
Yeah, we skipped one last
Because
week.
I was out of town. I went to Florida for the week.
And I went to the game.
And you went to the Bills game.
Yeah, so...
How was that? That was the first Monday night game in like 12 years or something,
It
right?
was a long time. No, the first Monday night home game since I believe that we played Dallas. And, yeah, that was about 10 or 12 years ago.
Wow.
As usual, it was embarrassing. The Dallas one, we were winning, I think, 22-3 going into the fourth quarter, and we lost 25-22. So,
25-22?
I'm pretty sure.
All right, that's not... I thought you were going to say like 36-4. Like some,
Well, when you're winning 22-3 going into the fourth, it's embarrassing to lose.
That's a pretty rough comeback.
And this one, we played them really tight, and it's New England, the perennial superpower of the NFL. And not only that, they're obviously in our division, which gives us 2 marks in the loss column generally every year.
Yeah.
But, it was a pretty tight game. And then for whatever reason, they called a pass interference on a touchdown that we got in the fourth quarter that would have kept the game within 2 points. And when we lost that, the wheels kind of fell off, and we ended up losing, I think,
Just lost.
24-6? 25-6?
Lost momentum.
Totally lost momentum. And I don't know. Their offense is laughable at best.
Yeah.
It's just pathetic.
My buddy... I'm playing a band. We'll get it. We can do it irregardless. All the details for that. I'm playing in a band. My buddy in the band, Brendan, is super into the Bills, and our other friend was like, "Hey man, how are the Bills are doing?" And he just kind of sighs and goes, "Hopefully downfield."
That's great.
Yeah, that's all we can.
Because they
hope
don't go downfield very often.
Wow. But was the game fun, regardless of?
Well, the best part was that they retired Thurman Thomas's number at halftime, and Chris Berman did the speech, and it was amazing. They turned all the lights in the entire stadium off and had everyone there turn on the flashlights of their phone.
Wow, yeah, that's cool.
And it was really cool. And it brought a tear to my eye because I remember those days when they actually did go downfield on a consistent basis. And, we ended up losing the last game of the year 4 times in a row, but outside of that, it was a very fun time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Those are the 4 years that I went to high school. So
Yeah.
I just thought that it was going to be great forever. I was like, my God, life's good.
And then they let you down.
And then they didn't go to the playoffs for
It's like the Bills are like
consecutive seasons.
They're like that family member. They're like a drunk family member. That like you hold out hope because you love them.
Yeah.
But then every big event, they get nervous and get shit-faced and give a bad speech.
Right.
It's just embarrassing.
Yeah. And they literally, from everything that I understand, they literally did get shit-faced all the time when they were away on these Super Bowl extravaganzas.
Dude, sports used to be a different thing.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
Like baseball players. Well, there's the documentary about the one guy who was on acid. And he threw a no-hitter.
Yep.
It was called No-No. I forgot the guy's name. Doc Gooden, is that it? Or is he a
Not
basketball
Doc Gooden.
player?
It was
No.
Doc
Martin?
Not Doc Martin either.
Dr. Seuss?
It was Doc something.
Dr. Dre?
It might have been Dr. Dre.
Yeah. Yeah, fun regardless, I guess.
Sure.
That's why the Bills games turn into such a big party because people are like, well, at least we'll have that.
Yeah.
That becomes bigger than the game because the game, they'll just let you down.
And like, I don't know, somewhere 1996 or 1998, one of those runs that the Yankees had in baseball. David Wells was one of their pitchers, and he says that he doesn't even remember half the game. He threw a perfect game.
Wow.
A perfect game.
He doesn't remember.
27 up, 27 down.
Wow.
And he said he got so drunk the night before that he was still drunk during the game. And he's like, I mean, I remember like the end and stuff, but he's like, early on, I really don't remember any of it.
When are people going to admit that that's? Of course, if you're trained and you're good, like that's what every kid thinks is, I'm just gonna get really stoned and my band's gonna be awesome. Like, no, you gotta be really good
first,
and then at your thing. So this guy's really good at baseball. It becomes an art, and then his inhibitions are a little lowered.
Yeah,
and he's a little off, or he's all messed up, so he's trying to sharpen up harder. You know what I mean? Like when people are like, oh, I drive better drunk because I don't try to hold it in the lines. But it's like, it's the same thing. Like those inhibitions go away, and how many great bands were so great when they were just disasters, and then they get sober and their next record is like, ooh.
Yep.
My shelf is full of biographies on musicians with a bookmark in like 2/3 of the way through, because then it just gets boring.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's crazy. And sports was just like that. I'm sure some of those books are great.
There was 3 dildos thrown out into the end zone.
Okay, yeah, that's a thing with the Patriots now.
It's a thing for the Patriots now because everyone thinks Tom Brady's a dildo.
Well, the first one, we were at the game. Did they play him last year? It was like the home opener against the Patriots, or was
Maybe,
that?
I don't know.
I could be wrong. But we were at a game where they threw a dildo and it said Brady's mouthpiece.
Right.
On the dildo.
Right.
And I know, like, my friend's brother is friends with the kid who did it, but that's become a tradition now.
It is a tradition now. So when they took the touchdown away, I believe one was thrown then, and watching the ref try and kick it off the field was hilarious.
Oh God, that's so funny.
It was so funny. He couldn't get it centered, so like he'd hit one end of it and be all bendy and like start
flopping around.
It was so funny. I was like, this is great.
Oh my God, they should like lube one up so they keep trying to grab it and it
just shoots off at the other one.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, that sounded wrong. But
so that's a tradition. So now it's security going into the game. That's going to become like a special thing. Like they have to all search for dildos. There's going to be a bin of confiscated dildos.
Well, I'm assuming these guys just wear like jockeys and put them in there, and they're like, "Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's all me."
Or there's a girl who's just a real team player. She gets it. She just holds it in,
and she just holds it in.
Yeah. That's hilarious, though. Once again, when people are like, look, the game might be a bit of a letdown, so we need to do other things to make this a great experience.
Sure. But the halftime show, though, was amazing. And Thurman is just...
Who did they do a halftime show?
Huh?
Did someone play the halftime show?
No. Chris Berman.
Oh, it was just that? Okay.
It was just, and Chris Berman was, the greatest... the greatest ESPN host and of all time, and he also has done a million games through the years, and he is Buffalo Bills lifer. Like he's always been a huge Bills fan.
That's good.
He started the nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, so he had the whole stadium do that, which was really cool. So there was a lot of good to take out of it, with the exception of the actual play of the players.
They make that shit. I mean, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Oh yeah.
So they make that, and they make them into these spectacle shows.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. I saw a picture the other day of like a stadium and it was empty, and you're like, that's cheap. Like, I don't know, for some reason when it's empty, you're just like. It's massive. You look at all the seats, you're like, there's not that many people in the world. There's not.
In the world.
It's way too big, and then it's full. It's,
These big stadiums, I mean, like the NFL stadiums are huge, but these really big colleges, like Michigan, for example, Michigan is the big house. And
they put a ton of money into that.
Oh, yeah. And there's, the Bills, they seat about 72,000 with all the suites and everything. And It used to be 80, but they put all these suites in and everything. And
Yeah.
now, it's 72,000 people. You're like, that's a shit ton of people to have in one spot.
Yeah.
Well,
For a team,
Michigan
that everybody
I think,
knows
is
they're
like,
going to lose.
I know. I think Michigan is up to like 108 or something
Wow.
like that. I mean, that's just an insane amount of people.
Dude, that's got to be like the logistics of that. And they have to put them out in the middle of nowhere so there people can park and shit. And
Right.
Like, that's crazy.
I
That
know.
is crazy.
And now they want to build a new stadium down by the waterfront, which
In Buffalo? Yeah.
So, and Pegula, we got lucky. He came in on his white horse and saved the team.
Yeah.
Because next year our contract with the county is up, so we would lose the team.
Oh, wow.
but-
Oh, my God. Devastated.
Yeah. So they were going to go to either. Well, I mean, they might have went to Vegas. Like they were one of the teams that were talked about possibly going to Vegas.
Oh, you feel bad
or
for
to
them.
Toronto.
You feel like they're like that great local band that then goes to Vegas and starts doing show tunes. And you're like, oh, this is just sad now. You guys were supposed to.
Yeah. Yep. So, but luckily, he came in, and we're gonna have the Bills for the next 50 years, probably.
That's
so
fantastic. I don't know what the hell would happen without them.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
It would be like, when you see like old documentaries about like when the stock market crashed.
Yeah.
It's just guys like outside just wearing newspapers as clothes.
Yeah.
Just being sad.
But I mean, there's a lot of guys that I think they make half their living off of just going around collecting cans
Yeah.
at the game.
Yeah. And other stuff, I mean, like we were talking about the bars that are down there, like it brings so much commerce.
Oh, absolutely. So, and then I went again on Sunday because I'm a glutton for punishment, and
They played again, then.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, so like a week later. I'm thinking
6
Sunday,
days later,
Monday. I'm like,
yeah.
isn't that really dangerous to?
Yeah, no.
Smash your
Monday,
head that
then
much?
Sunday.
Yeah, Monday then Sunday. Okay.
But so that was just 2 days ago, and they were horrible. They were just horrible.
Wow.
The thing is too that's really annoying is that they have a wonderful defense. Their defense is fucking outstanding, and it's being wasted
Yeah,
with
defense.
this unbelievably awful offense, who can't usually even get a first down until somewhere around halftime.
Wow. Yeah, man, they got Pegula. He saved the team. But they're happy with the coach now, or
Sean McDermott, who is also
Okay,
a very
that
good
guy.
friend of ours, is not
They're-
the same Sean McDermott, but
yeah, that's funny. There is a massive portrait of that guy at the airport.
yeah. They, I love him. I think that he's great. I
Yeah.
mean, he's a defensive coach though, so like he needs to get himself a good offensive coordinator in there. And not only that, they need to get some good offensive weapons, which they have none of. I mean, they have LaShawn McCoy, who's supposed to be the best, but he's like on the way out, I think. He's 29, 30, and that's about as far as it goes for running backs.
Old fuck.
In real life, that's still a very young man, but in football terms, especially
football,
running back,
yeah. It's
you're
like
an
dog years.
antique.
Well, he's gonna have to probably put out an energy drink or something.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
I remember when Pegula came in, he owns both teams, right? He owns the
Yeah,
Sabres too.
he owns
So
the
he
Sabres,
came
too.
in and he bought, and like you said, white horse, saved the day, bought the teams. And I remember the beginning of that season, the Bills won, which was huge. Like not won anything, just won. And then like the Sabres won too. Like it was all going great. And I remember coming down right on this big sign on someone's house down the thruway. It said, "We welcome to Pegulaville," or "We are now Pegulaville."
Yeah,
Like, wow, they won one game and we changed the name of the city.
We changed the name of the
Really
city.
putting faith in this, huh?
Yeah. Like he
But
is
that's-
doing some really good things though.
Yeah, that's great. He saved the team. I mean, it's terrible to think of what would the camaraderie. There's so little already in this goddamn salt-covered city.
Yeah.
And that's people just are obsessed with that shit.
Yep.
As an outsider looking in, I'm like, like I said, my friend is diehard, and then you see Bill stuff all over people's yards and stuff. It's
yeah.
religion, and
It
it's
is.
like people are like, we're moving the church to Vegas.
Yeah.
No more church for you.
No more church.
Do you think people would still be as into it if they were a different team? I don't, because it's the same franchise, but it's not the Buffalo Bills. Do you think people would become Vegas fans of?
I'd like to think so, but I don't.
No.
I mean, the Raiders are moving right now, and people who are in Oakland are like, we don't even acknowledge who they are.
Yeah.
You know? So they're like, no. They're like, we don't have a team.
You and I think of
They
Raiders.
left.
I think of NWA.
Yeah.
They all wore Raiders gear.
Exactly. You know, but the Raiders were good back then.
Yeah.
And now they stink too. So, but they got a new coach too, and they're going through a transitional period, so to speak. And, you know, they might be good in a few years. We'll see. I mean, that's what he's saying. These aren't even my players, like, you know, because he just took over.
It's such a big operation. It's not like a snap of the fingers, you know.
No. Unless you're the
you
Vegas
see
Golden
what they
Knights.
need to do, not for nothing, but here's what they need to do.
Yeah.
That's every conversation in every bar is some plumber talking about. They need to just put like $25 million down, get a new guy.
Yeah. We got, you know, there's 100,000 coaches in Buffalo. It's great.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So moving on, I got this hilarious text the other day, and it's just a pair of tits, and the text says, "Hey, what are you up to? I'd love to get together tonight." So I write back, "Who is this?" Because I don't know who it is. I've never seen this number before. And
That's funny.
they write back, "Oh my God, this is so embarrassing."
Oh, no, that's fine.
And
Don't be embarrassed.
And
I don't need to know
went
your
on-
name. It's okay.
Yeah, I went on a Tinder date last night and it went really well.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. So it's somebody you just met.
So I'm like, oh, it must have went really well. And she's like, it did. And then she's like, I guess I lost the number. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And then she's like, well, I'm in Sanborn for a few days. Are you from around here?
Okay, so you didn't even know this person at all.
Never
She
met,
went on
no.
a Tinder date. Okay, I
Yes.
misunderstood first. I thought you said you went on.
No, not I.
She went on a Tinder date. It went well.
Yeah.
She sent her chesticles to the wrong number, which
Yep.
is you.
Which happened to be me.
Lucky you.
Right.
And then she
And
wasn't
they were,
like, oh,
they
my
were
God.
fantastic too.
Oh, yeah, she's sending pictures of him. She's very proud.
Right.
And then she says, hey, this guy seems cool too.
Yeah.
Within the 3 sentences he just types to me.
That's the part that kind of threw me off a little. Like, I'm like, actually, I live in Youngstown, which is only 2 towns over. you know,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm in Youngstown, and she goes, "You are a guy, right?" I go, as a matter of fact, I just happen to be. And
This chick just needed
so-
to get it done.
so she says, like, how old are you? And I tell her, and then she's like, do you want to hang out?
Dude.
And I'm like, I swear to God, these things only happen to me. But I'm sure
Yeah,
there's other
that's
people.
crazy.
But yeah.
You would think it would be, oh my God, and then it would just be done.
No.
And then you would just save the picture.
Right.
And
No,
then-
she sent another one.
Wow. Just,
She really wanted to go out.
this chick is a professional.
Yeah, so I don't know. I found it a little strange, obviously. So I said, I go, wow. I'm like, I can't believe you sent me another one. We don't even know each other.
Yeah, she doesn't know what you look like. She has no idea.
No, all she knows is that I'm a 40-year-old man. That's all she knows.
She's like, good enough.
Yeah, she's like, that'll work.
Yeah. So, okay, where does this go now?
Well, so then 5 minutes go by and I don't hear anything, and then I get a message that says, "Hi, this is Chrissy. I'm Jen's sister. I had to take my phone because I had to leave. She broke her phone on her way into town, getting off the airplane. She said to just text me back, and I can get a hold of her if you want to hang out with her."
Wow.
And I was like, "Do I know you?" and she's like, "I don't think so." And I'm like, "Well, how did my number get in your phone?" And she's like, she must have wrote it down wrong when she got it from the other guy or something. She's like, "I don't know." And I'm like, this whole thing seems a little fishy to me. I think I'm gonna let you guys go now.
Starting to get strange, yeah.
So she texted me like 2 more times, like later that evening, and she's like, "You really don't want to get together?" And I was like, no.
That's very
as much as
weird.
I'd like to play
Yeah.
with those things in person, I
And
probably
you know,
shouldn't.
She's nuts. Now, first of all,
She's definitely nuts.
crazy. So it would probably be one of the funnest nights of your life.
Sure,
She might even get the sister involved. Sister
She
sounded
might.
like it was already happening.
it did.
Well, first of all, she didn't break her phone getting off
No.
the plane.
No.
She threw it at somebody.
Probably.
Some dude or some bitch who was talking to some dude they shouldn't have been talking to. Or both of them together.
Yeah.
Or she was probably fucking banging her Uber driver and it fell out.
Yeah,
broke.
yeah. Something weird fucking happened, and
Or she's on the run from the law. It
As much
still
as
needs to get it done.
as much as it probably wouldn't have been one of the funnest few hours I've ever had.
Yeah.
I
You'd
mean,
have to give a fake name. She
Yeah.
could never come here.
No. There was a lot of no-nos involved.
Yeah.
So I just kind of let it go. You know. I mean, I run a bar. I'm fine.
Yeah. And yeah, man, that could be like, that could end up being some forensic file shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You just disappear. The show is just me sitting here going, I'm sure he's fine.
I'm sure he's fine.
I'm sure he'll come back.
Yeah. He's probably swimming back right now from wherever she dropped him in the middle of the lake.
Oh man, that's pretty hilarious, dude. But you still have the picture.
I have 2 pictures.
Oh my god, that's great.
Yeah.
What a nut.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you should have, to the sister, you should have been like, you know what, just to make sure, I'm going to need to see your tits.
Yeah, I know. Well, I still got the number, too, so I could always go that route.
Yeah, man.
Hey, what do you look like?
You should call her. Call her right now. Tell her she won tickets.
Yeah, I'm on a talk show right now.
Yeah. Oh, no, that could either be the greatest or worst thing. See, if the fact that she wasn't in the room would be fine, because we could just hang up when she starts going nuts.
Right.
Then she would do the Find My iPhone thing and come charging in here.
I know. All of a sudden, I'm getting beaten over the back of the head with a frying pan.
That's great. My one buddy, who, if you're a long-time listener, I'm sure you've heard this story 3 times in 3 different shows, but there was a picture of a girl that we knew, a very lovely girl, that I know it's, now that I'm saying it, I'm like, this is really creepy. None of us were supposed to see this, but you know what? It got out there.
Yep.
These things happen.
They do.
I don't know who. She sent it to an untrustworthy person, or maybe she sent it to some random guy. And it got around. So my one friend had it in his phone,
I believe she sent it to her boyfriend.
and then it got, so you know the
And
story
then
I'm talking about.
And he sent it to everyone he knew.
Yeah, what a guy.
What a douche.
Yeah, really. So it was around, and then and I was like, oh man, that's fucked up. We shouldn't. Wow, those are nice, but we shouldn't look at this.
Yeah, I know.
But it was a very flattering picture. And
They were absolute perfection, to be honest.
all jokes aside, let's get serious.
Yeah.
The proportions, perfect. So my friend had this, and like late one night, somebody else was like, dude, I haven't seen this picture. Like, holy shit, I want to see the picture. Because we're all like 13-year-old little boys who passing around a magazine. You know what I mean?
Of course.
So he goes to send it to his friend who asked for it. And you know how when you're thinking about someone, texting somebody else, you accidentally put the number in of the person you're talking about?
Oh, boy.
That's happened a million times to everybody. This is a super extreme example
It
of that.
sure is.
He wasn't talking shit or anything. He sent it to her, and as soon as it went whoop, he was like, oh shit. And it was late, so like it was like a Saturday, so it was kind of good timing because he immediately called her. And I guess she just picked up before she saw it, or I don't know, but she was like, what the hell? What did she? He's like, hi, what's up? What are you doing? She's like, nothing, what are you doing? And then he distracted her from there. But, he sent a picture of a girl's breast back to herself.
Yeah.
That's how far that picture
So, I mean,
went.
I assume he had to explain this to her, though.
I don't know. He said he just kind of brushed through it. And she probably woke up the next day and was like looking through her messages and saw a picture. Or maybe, I don't know if her face was in it. So she might be like, those are nice tits. Who sent me tits? Wait a minute, those are my tits.
Wait, those look really familiar.
Yeah, they're backwards though. I usually see them from the other way. In the mirror. Yeah. So I think he just kind of brushed it off. But I'm sure she was very confused the next day, and he could
I'm
probably
sure.
be, oh, you sent that to me. That's, I don't know. iPhones are weird, right? What are you doing? He just keeps distracting her. It's a
You
crazy
must
world,
have sent
man.
that to yourself somehow.
Yeah, I don't know. Steve Jobs is up to something.
Yeah.
You know what, Facebook? Did you sign up for a mailing list? That's how they get you.
That's
That's
it.
how they got all those actresses.
That's right.
I mean, there's so many. Like, I challenge you to just look through the internet for an hour and not accidentally stumble upon some girl taking a little bent, contortionist point her ass out picture and then posting it for the world to see.
Right.
It's just the world we live in now.
It really is.
And I always think, like, because there's a lot where they don't want to show their face. And like you think you walk past a hot girl in the mall, you're like, is that her?
That might be her.
That might be her. And
I think that's her.
you'll never know unless you did your full investigating.
Or unless you just convince yourself. Yep, that's her.
Yeah, that's her.
I'm sure of it.
Freckle Tit. Is that you?
Freckle Tit.
Freckle Tit. Freckle Tit 365? Oh my God, yeah.
How did you recognize me?
Oh man. Yeah, that's pretty hilarious though. And I think that's a wise move on your part. Like it started getting a little too weird.
Yeah, I realized. And the thing is like I had a nice little buzz going too. So
yeah.
I was extra proud of myself the next day.
All right, put yourself back in 25-year-old captain. Young captain.
Yeah.
Same situation. Do you think you would go for it?
I would have been driving around trying to find her. Where are you? I don't see you.
Yeah. We would both have broken phones.
Can you just walk outside with your top off so that I can recognize you?
Yeah. That's hilarious.
So, anyway. Yes, I would have. I would have definitely. I would have went further than I did. So, I guess you do gain a little bit of wisdom with age. I don't think that I've gained a whole lot, but I must have gained some.
I think you got to do. You can smell those situations coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great though. You should totally. We need to find. Like, do we have any friends who just don't care at all, and we can just give them the number? She obviously doesn't care.
Right.
I want to see where this goes.
Yeah.
What if she's just a totally nice, normal person?
I don't think so.
I tried for a second. Oh, you're right. She's a dirty whore.
She's definitely dirty.
But good for her. Big fan.
Yeah, I mean, I love dirty girls. They're great.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Captain's Jug of Thoughts. We'll be right back.
This is the Captain's Jug of Thoughts podcast. Recorded at the Ontario House. The Stone Jug.
And we're back. Several things have happened. The old captain announced today when he came in, big announcement, that he's invented his own diet. Is that safe to say?
Well, I wouldn't say that I invented my own diet, but I'm doing my version of a diet because these people, they just go so far over the top. And
With dieting?
With dieting. Yeah. And I can't do that. I like food too much and I like beer too much. So that's not happening. What I'm doing is just cutting certain things out.
Yeah.
But not to the extreme. Like, I'm not cutting out pasta. I'm not cutting out bread. Like, I can't do that. I'm sure I could, but I won't. I refuse.
But why?
Yeah.
Why live that life?
You know, we're only here for so long.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly not going to take the great things in life and just throw them away.
And if you're going to get healthier, that means you're going to be here longer.
Right.
Not enjoying those things.
Exactly.
You got to find somewhere in the middle.
Which is what I'm trying to do here. So I'm cutting out pop.
That's good. Yeah, man, I agree
start,
with that.
I think.
I hate that shit. I never drink pop or anything. Once in a while, I'll get like one of those like fancy craft root beers or some shit.
Sure.
And I'll drink one, and I'm like, I feel the sugar.
Yeah.
Because I don't fuck. Sugar is bad. The pop is bad. The syrup and shit. It's bad.
Yeah. So I'm trying to do that because I drink a shit ton of pop, and I feel like if I cut that out alone, I'll probably lose 10 pounds.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I probably drink almost a 2-liter 5 days a week.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Between that and beer, get rid of that.
Well, yeah, those were my options when it came down to that.
That's what we were grown up with, though. We grew up with commercials for all the pops and shit.
Yeah.
It was like Mountain Dew and people like wakeboarding with a 6-pack, and like
right. You're
that's
like,
just not
damn.
the truth.
No,
you drink Mountain Dew, you get a big belly, and you kind of feel like shit. You feel like you're on crack, and then you feel like shit.
Yeah,
there's no wakeboarding.
Mountain Dew. When I was like 19, I worked at this warehouse, and the guy who was in charge of the warehouse was he was about 26, 27 years old. And you know, he went out quite a bit. Like, you know, he went out and got drunk, you know, 5 or 6 nights a week.
Yeah.
And he said the pure hangover cure, bag of peanut M&Ms and a Mountain Dew. So I'll tell you what, I started doing it, and he wasn't wrong.
Yeah, that's weird.
I immediately felt better.
And it had to be the peanut M&Ms?
It had to be the peanut M&Ms.
Couldn't do a pretzel M&M? Yeah.
Well, they didn't have pretzel M&Ms then.
Oh, all right.
I could have got a bag of pretzels and a bag of chocolate, but
get a bag of peanuts and a bag of chocolate. And you're like, it's not working.
right.
That's a fine tune, and it takes a lot of experience to fine tune your remedy.
Absolutely.
That much.
So I kind of just stole his, and it worked for like 10 years.
Yeah.
I probably did that for, I mean, I would go to the store and just get a, king size bag of peanut M&Ms and a regular Mountain Dew, and I'd be done with that, and I'd be like, oh, my day is like normal again, kind of.
Pickle juice. I know people do the pickle juice with the Jameson shot, but I read that like something about it makes your cells start to produce.
Yeah, I've actually talked to
water.
I've had different trainers actually tell me that.
Yeah.
They said pickle juice is like a big, do a shot of pickle juice.
Yeah.
I don't know if he said if they say it's before you go to bed or as soon as you wake up.
As soon as you wake up.
I can't
don't know.
remember.
I have vague memories of waking up feeling like I was dying and just drinking pickle juice. Did you ask the trainers about the peanut M&Ms and the Mountain Dew?
Yeah, they wholeheartedly disagreed with me for some reason. I didn't get that.
Hey man, 4 out of 5. You're 5.
Yeah. I was like, no, it works. I promise. And they're like, no, that's not good. And
No.
I'm like, are you sure?
I feel great.
Yeah, I feel fantastic. I don't think that a shot of pickle juice is going to make me feel like this.
Oh.
So
That's
but
funny.
they said that I was wrong, so I'm gonna have to take their word for it since they're in that field and I'm not.
Yeah.
But
So Pop is out.
yeah, so Pop is out.
What about peanut M&Ms?
Well, that's the next thing. Is
Nuts
like I'm
are
a
supposed to be
huge
good.
dessert guy. So
Yeah.
like for example, I go over to the diner and eat a couple days a week. My friend Danielle works there, and I love going to see her. And I'll get my breakfast there. So I'll head over there at between 10 and 11 because I usually have to be here by like 11:30. And I'll go there between 10 and 11, and I'll get my normal breakfast. Depending. I mean, I change it up obviously, but and I usually I'll get like eggs and sausage and toast and hash browns, whatever. Some version of that possibly. And then I'll usually cap it off with like 2 chocolate chip pancakes or blueberry pancakes.
Ugh,
Or if I'm not extra hungry, I'll get like 3 or 4 slices of pie to go.
Yeah.
So I literally overindulge. And I'm aware of this.
You got a sweet tooth.
I do have a sweet tooth, a bad one. So I have recently began to have they offer this there, and I didn't know this. They offer like you can get a bowl of fruit.
Yeah.
So I start with a bowl of fruit, and then I get my breakfast, and then I realize that I'm full enough
Yeah.
that I don't have to get pancakes,
Yeah.
and I'm not taking the desserts home as well. So again, that's only 2 days a week, sometimes 3, but 2 or 3 days a week at 3 slices of pie or 2 giant pancakes. I mean,
It's a bit of pie.
that's a
We could
lot.
probably make a pie graph.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
explain
We could make a pie
the
graph.
drop in pie intake.
Yeah, the drop in pie and cake, and hopefully the drop in belt sizes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that's where we're going right now.
So desserts
that's about
are out,
it.
Pops out. Yeah, those are 2 big things. Sugar is real bad, and sugar is in everything. We did a thing because once again, you get to a certain point, it's almost that I don't know, just pushing it as hard as you can, and then you get to a point where you're like, okay, all right, we're okay. This has got to stop.
Yeah,
We got to be done here.
Right.
You drive up to the edge of the cliff. You're like, all right. So we looked at different like diets or like really quick. Diet is like a lifestyle change, but like I was like, I want to do like a quick, fucking just boom thing, and we like I don't want to say a fast, but like or a cleanse, but like sort of like that, just a quick thing. But it really takes. We did one called Whole30. We did a version of it. And because it takes like a month to reset your thing, and this was no grains, no sugar. no cheese, no dairy at all. Dairy's also pretty goddamn bad for you.
I'm not giving that up either.
Everything's
I drink
bad
4
for you.
gallons of milk a week.
That's a lot of milk, and it does make your bones strong. But I think I don't know if you can handle it. I don't know. I've heard such different things about dairy that it's either the worst thing ever or you absolutely need it.
Well, I switched from 2% to 1%, so
Yeah. I like a good. I don't do any goddamn dairy, but I rarely. Almond milk and coconut milk, and you get a good flavored one there. Those are pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah, there's good options. If you learn about the shit that's in the shit you're eating, you can make your good options.
Sure.
And I'm a good cook, so like I'll make, you make a stew or something, and you just got to make it from scratch and not use sugars in the seasoning, and just to use all vegetables, and you don't cream up a chowder or something like that, which that sounded gross. Why don't you get your phone out, text that girl, and say, let me cream up your chowder?
Yeah. I'm sure that I will get an immediate response.
I've been waiting for someone to say that to me for years.
Finally.
Yeah. Say, hey, I cut out pop, but I still eat pussy. So yeah, there's just things you cut out. So we did a whole 30, and it really, like, after the 30 days, like, you hit a stride with it. If you really stick to it, then you feel fucking great.
Sure.
And you look good.
Yep.
And it's not only just losing weight thing, like, you have energy and you're happier, you sleep better, you're all around healthier when you cut all that bad shit out. Like, your skin's better, you're just, everything's better, your hair's thicker, everything's good. Like, people were like, I had people who like didn't recognize me. Like, I dropped a ton of weight real quick.
Right.
And it was great. And I was like, I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life. And then after a while, you're like, we've been so good. What's a couple fucking minute of pizza? We get, we'll have our,
of course,
our cheat days. And then now you're starting to get up to that cliff again where I'm just like, oh shit.
That's been
What did we do last night? There's just empty containers of horrible things all over the kitchen.
Right.
And because, like I said, dude, it was so, like, better. Like, just physically, I felt better. I got more work done because I felt better. And every day I don't do it.
Yeah.
I just make the choice to not do it. It's
right.
insane that it's like, here's a thing that'll fix so many things in your life. I feel lethargic. You know what I mean? I got a zit on my forehead, and all those things would be gone if you just did this. And you're like, yeah, but steak and cheese is the shit.
Right.
So I'll take it.
And I love pizza.
Yeah. And we live in, like, the best place in the world for pizza.
Exactly.
What, am I not going to do it?
Am I not going to eat pizza when it's the best pizza anywhere?
But that's the thing about food. It should be mostly nourishment, and then a little percentage is the indulgence.
Sure.
It should be mostly, good stuff to fuel your body, because your body is a machine. You got to put the fuel in it.
Exactly.
And then on top of that, have some shit to enjoy. Live a little.
Yeah.
Because, people get real... fitness trends are annoying because people are douchebags, but I'm better with that, because then there's at least a bunch of, thin people, and they're not all shitty, big, fat, gross people taking up all the space.
Right. I am... this is no guarantee, but I'm also having many, many thoughts of joining the gym.
Yeah.
So we'll see if it actually happens.
Is there a gym here?
Yeah, there's a awesome gym here in Youngstown. It overlooks the river. It overlooks the mouth.
That's pretty cool.
It's so nice. It's all windows. The fact that the place is not packed at all times is crazy to me.
Yeah.
But they're starting to do some really cool things over there too. A friend of mine, Rick, owns it, and another friend of mine, Bobby, runs it. So pretty much, they're like, just join. It's free. It's free for you.
Is it really?
For
what
me,
is it
no,
called?
it's free for me.
Oh, free, okay.
It's not free. Yeah. But they because I'm such good friends with both of them, and like they frequent our place here.
If you go in there and tell them that you came because of the Captain's Jug of Thoughts podcast, they will charge you half of a double price.
That's right.
That's the deal we're gonna get you.
Yeah, we got you that deal. Yeah. So go check it out. Yeah, but they're both awesome people, and it's an awesome gym, and
that's great.
I highly suggest using it. I mean, if nothing else, go over there and walk on the treadmills, because you just stare out there, and it is like the most beautiful view you'll ever have. And this is what I'm thinking of doing, is going over and using the treadmills.
Yeah.
Other than
nice.
that, I probably won't do a whole hell of a lot.
I think you'll get into it once you get into it, and once you're going, like, it becomes like you start to kind of get high on it. Like, it starts to feel good. It's a mental thing too. Like, the gym in Lewiston, it's just looking at a parking lot.
Yeah, exactly.
And then dumpsters. And it's
right.
Whereas in Lewiston, there's gorges, which are gorges.
Yep.
And you hike that. If you walk
gorgeous.
down to the river and back up and you hike the gorges all day like I do, like I used to do, miles and miles every morning, and it was beautiful, and you're breathing fresh air.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Right. Well, they'll open up the windows. They've got, there's just a button, and the windows go.
That's cool. Some James Bond shit.
Yeah, it's fucking great, man.
Yeah, see, that sounds great.
Yeah,
and I think
really is.
You start, the more you get into it, like I do kettlebells. Kettlebells are fun because you just swing them around like a child. And then, my girl does yoga and shit. She's always trying, like, I'll do a few of the stretches because it does feel good, and it kind of like gets you centered and gets your blood flowing all over the body. Like, it, there are some of the yoga shit that I get, but
yeah,
come on.
Well, they're offering a bunch of new yoga classes over here too. They're teaching a bunch of yoga.
I can namaste with the best of them, but like I want to get up a notch. So you do the yoga stretching, and then you hit a kettlebell or you hike the gorge.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I'm more than likely going to start doing that.
That's good, man.
Yeah, and I need to drop 20, 25 pounds, and I'll be happy.
Take and pop out. And then, definitely shorten it up on the sweets. I mean, you can get non-dairy ice cream. You can get a it's an investment, but I use our Vitamix all the goddamn time. You get frozen bananas and some acai. You pile it in that shit, and blend it up, freeze it. You won't even notice it's not ice cream. You'll know. But
I was like, you'll know.
But once again, if you do that long enough, like after we did like a long stretch of literally like no sugar, no grains at all, like I was like a Nazi about it, your taste buds change.
Yeah.
And like things that used to be boring, all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's what that should taste like.
Yeah.
It's just the way life should be.
Right.
And I don't want to do it because it sucks. Because then you go have a quesadilla and you're like, that's the way life should be.
Well, see,
there's this place that makes a mushroom one that this cheese is so creamy, it's fucking amazing. But now I know. Now that I've done the research, I know that all this shit is so bad. So I can't enjoy it as much.
I'm a glutton for punishment in a lot of ways too, because I mean, for example, that Monday night game that we went to, we tailgated. So like, we drank a bunch of beers in the parking lot.
What are you gonna do? Yeah.
We ate a bunch of sausage. We had pot roast sandwiches. I mean, we did it up.
See, with that,
we go into the game.
You would just do without the bread. You can just eat the meat.
Yeah, well, not happening. But so we go to the game and we get some drinks, and I have tickets in the suites. So in the suites, everything's different. Everything is just that much sweeter.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I'm getting a beer, and I look over, and there's La Nova Pizza. Now, from the time I was 20 till I was 25, La Nova Pizza was practically all I ate because I lived right off Elmwood. I was a mile from La Nova. They delivered it for like $1, and so that's all I ate, and I haven't had it in a long time. And these were the biggest pieces of pizza I've ever seen in my life. They were 2 feet long.
Wow.
In a pie, a pie shape, like, and it was
just a 2 foot long triangle.
Yeah.
It's like a big cheesy clan hood.
Yeah. It was probably 10 inches wide at the top, and it was the biggest piece of pizza I've ever seen. There's probably 30 pepperonis on it.
And you're all caught. You're there.
Yeah.
You're caught up in the moment.
So I got
excitement. You got to kill the pain of the team losing.
Yeah. So I got one.
Yeah.
I caved. I spent, I think, $11 on a one slice of pizza. But again, this thing would have fed a family of 4, and I ate the whole goddamn thing.
That's funny, man.
So,
because what are you gonna do? It's a social thing too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're all hanging out, and everybody's like, "You guys want to order a pizza?" Like, you just got to stick to it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I
know.
have friends just like look at your plate at a barbecue, and it's nothing but like a salad and then a little bit of the meat with no roll.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Are you dying? Like, what's going on?"
Yeah,
like, you just got to do it. You just got to, people, and then of course there's like some big fat motherfucker who's had 3 heart attacks who's like, how's your diet going?
I know.
How is your life going?
How is your life?
I see you're still breathing from those 5 stairs you walked up an hour ago.
My
Like,
friend Lindsay thought that it was amazing when I got it. Like, it didn't look as big as it actually was when it was behind the glass, I swear.
Yeah.
I got this thing, though, and she was like, I was like, here, have a bite. And she's like, no, I'm good. She's like, you're really going to eat that whole thing? And I was like, I'm going to try.
That's a challenge. As soon as she says it, you have to.
I got about a little over halfway through it, and I was like, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got this. Because I wasn't sure. About a quarter of the way in, I was like, I'm never going to make it. I got halfway, and I was like,
You hit that runner's high?
I think that, I think I got it.
Yeah.
I stretched something out just enough, that made it a little extra room somehow. But it was really, really fucking good.
Yeah.
So,
It's good, man. That's good. I think everybody should, because you just feel better.
yeah,
And you're
this was before the diet
happy.
started.
Yeah. Oh, obviously. This is the send-off. This is like the guy who goes and gets an 8-ball before rehab.
Yeah, exactly. Well, just to the day before I decided to start this, which was only a couple days ago, I ordered a half a tray and a large steak and cheese sub from Vincenzo's.
Yeah.
And went to town on that for 2 days.
Yep.
And then I was like, okay, now I can start.
We did that recently. Vincenzo's is great.
It's so good.
And you get it, and we're like, it's just the two of us, just me and my tiny girlfriend who
Right.
eats one piece, and kid doesn't have to eat for a
I'm
week.
full.
Yeah. And like you can freeze them. You put cheese on cheese, like upside down. You can throw them in the freezer. You got them forever. They didn't make it to the freezer.
They never do.
No, they didn't. No, because it's so goddamn good.
Right.
And then I'm sure for the next 3 days, I was like, why my vision's blurry? I don't think a human being is supposed to eat that much.
Exactly.
Of all that. But I mean, I don't know, man. You just gotta fucking do it because it sucks. It does. But you gotta. And the people who are like, no, I love being vegan. Like, there's something wrong with you. Right?
Yeah.
There's something wrong with you. The delicacies.
I'm not buying it.
She had a story about, she read in a book, it was about a monk. And there was this monk who only ate from the garden he grew, never any processed food, never anything unnatural, no cheese, no nothing. And he ate a perfect diet his whole life. And he would just be against everything. And then eventually, like, one of his friends finally took him to a restaurant and sat him down, put a slice of pizza in front of him and goes, you're eating that. You can't live your whole life not having this, like, you're not experiencing that.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just like going like, oh, I'm never going to listen to that song ever. It's like, really?
Now he's 400 pounds.
Yeah, and that's how the Buddha became the Buddha. He became like that song.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, you don't want to be a complete on the one side because then, I don't know, man, those people are getting off some other creepy, weird way.
Right, they have.
I bet, text that girl, she's probably vegan.
Yeah, she might be.
And then she has to get her kicks off of doing weird shit like that.
Right.
It's tough, but it is ultimately for the best. And then you learn those habits. It's all habits. And once you break, your habits of looking for the right things to go for, it'll be better.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, like I said, I mean, my version of a diet's not even really a diet.
No. Well, that's what you say, like, oh, yeah, man, I quit drinking. People go, oh, so just like vodka?
Yeah, exactly.
She's doing vodka sodas now. I got you. Yeah.
Well, I've got a lot of friends, actually, that have done that. They've cut out beer and just gone to the vodka and soda and basically haven't cut anything else out, and they've lost 20 pounds.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, beer's the thing. I would just do something with water so you're not even having the soda.
Yeah.
It's not even like the liquor's that bad for you. It's the soda.
Well, vodka, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Vodka's nothing. It's vodka.
Yeah, like I have friends who drink heavily, and I'm just like, dude, you drink all the booze you want. I don't give a shit. Just stop mixing it with pop. You're gonna have to have a foot cut off.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, I'm hoping to not ever have that happen too.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good for the world.
Yeah. So.
And you can get people who are like, it's too expensive to eat healthy. Like, no, it's just a pain in the ass because you got to make all your stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? You go and buy, like, you just got to make it all from scratch and get, good veggies, good ingredients, and make it all yourself. If you buy the already made healthy shit in the health food section, yeah, it's all expensive.
Sure.
But there's ways you could do it. You can do it.
There are ways that you can do it. All right.
It's fine.
So, sorry, we had somebody who had a nice little buzz going on here, and they asked if they could get a room for the evening.
Probably the best.
And that's one of the things we do down here at the Jug is we take care of our own.
Yeah, you got rooms here. Like I said, that's like every old tavern we went to in Ireland had rooms upstairs
Yeah.
for the weary traveler.
Right, and you should. It's a great. I mean, if you have the option, which we do, it's fantastic.
Yeah, this is a great place to stay too.
Oh my God, it's so
Wake
awesome.
up, go to the diner. They got plenty of pie.
They got tons of pie.
Yeah.
There's usually at least 5 or 6 different kinds, hence me getting 3 or 4 pieces at a time. Like, I'll get a strawberry
sample the
rhubarb,
platter, yeah.
I'll get a piece of cheesecake, I'll get a limoncello. I'm like, what else you got?
That's right. Those guys.
Double fudge?
Double fudge. I got it.
All right, throw it in there.
Yeah.
Extra whipped cream? Well, I didn't really need that, but thank you.
Those guys who are just unashamed about it. I mean, because that's the thing. Like, you pick your team. It's like, if you're going to go fat, just go fat.
Exactly.
And then you get to live it all up for the rest of us.
And maybe you could even become a lineman for our Buffalo Bills, because we could use a couple.
Yeah. We need some big boys.
We do.
Oh, yeah. So we'll yeah. And maybe doing this, it'll keep you updated. You're like, I can't let down the listeners.
No. Don't let us down.
I think it'll be good, man.
Don't let us down. We're going to be watching all of you.
All right. What else we got?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That might be it.
Yeah. All right. Captain's Jug of Thoughts. There's always new stuff. Go to the patreon.com/Captain's Jug. Go to YouTube and just search Captain's Jug of Thoughts. It's out there. You can find it. Go to the Facebook page and like the page.
If you're just listening to this with one of your friends and they're the ones who does it and you can't seem to still get on, just come down to the Jug. We got something on the wall for you now.
We made a poster.
It's
got the info. It's got one of those little scanner things, so you just hold your camera up to it and you can scan it and it'll send you right to the link.
That's amazing.
There's some technologically not so. We're not in Silicon Valley.
Right.
There's people who having trouble
that savvy.
finding the show.
We understand.
But
I'm not so savvy.
There's new videos up that I put up. I just did one today, and we ended the last show with me complaining about chipmunks. I just did one today, and then whilst I was editing the video, I heard one of my cats was just making this weird ass noise. And we're just, I'm like, shut up. I'm just yelling at it, and I wouldn't stop. So I'm like, what the fuck? I get up, I walk, and right behind the couch is the cat with a freshly killed chipmunk.
Oh, yeah.
Just sitting on the ground. So he was out in the front room. I think we had a bag of chicken feed sitting up there, and I think he tried to get in, and the cat got him. And this is good for the cat, but that really, not what I expected. Maybe he listened to the last show, and he's like, I got you.
Yeah, right.
So whilst that nature was running its course in my living room, predator prey.
Yeah, exactly.
But he wanted to bring it to me. He was very proud.
That's what they do.
I threw it back outside, and he looked at me. He's like, "Oh, you didn't like it? I feel bad now. I'm gonna feel bad right now just talking about it.
Yeah,
I gotta go pet him.
Yeah, you need to go home and pet him because make sure that you know that he knows that you still love him because he definitely got you a gift and then he threw it out and he was like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Hey man, look, I appreciate it, but maybe bottle of wine for the house. That's what most guests bring. So while that was happening, I was editing some new videos that are up. And if you have like a favorite bit from the show and you want to see us do one of those little edited video things, just let us know.
Yeah.
Go to the Facebook page, post comments, tell your friends. This grows with you, the listener.
That's right.
We're the indie band of the podcast world.
We are. So, make us popular.
Yeah. And then we can all just get rich and forget you.
Yeah. We'll still comment on you in years to come.
We'll we got to hire trainers, obviously.
Right.
You need to hire nutritionists. We need this. All right. So come on, get to work.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
You've been listening to the Captain's Jug of Thoughts podcast. A production of Thermopolis Media.
Thermopolis.
Recorded at the Ontario House. The Stone Jug.